Hi, you're on to property investment with Violet, and I am here today to talk to you about your niche area. I get asked often, Violet, what's your niche area? Violet, what's your goldmine area? I'll break it down to you in a minute. So, what's Violet's niche area in property investing here in the UK? And what's my goldmine area? You can tell I'm interchanging the usage of niche and goldmine area because practically they mean the same thing. So, niche area, goldmine area for Violet is not where I live, surprisingly, it is where my strategy works. So, for instance, if you're looking at service accommodation or buy, refurbish, repair strategy, you should look at the area where you're living in. What works in that area makes the area a niche. If you live in an affluent area, for example, a buy, refurbish, repair, a flip project is expensive in that area, but because you live there, it doesn't really make that area your goldmine area. It doesn't make it your niche area. Should you live in Lake District, wherever there is tourist attraction in the city center, for example, that could be your niche area, that could be your goldmine area. You live there and it works for that strategy. But if you don't live in these areas, but you so wish to do service accommodation, property investing strategy, what should you do? I tell you, look for a JV partner that lives within that area. Because if you don't have a JV partner and you still insist on traveling from wherever you live, for example, you're in London, you want to do, oh, London is a good area to do service accommodation in anyway. Let's say you are in the suburbs in the UK, areas where it's rural, but you want to do service accommodation in the Lake District, far away from you. What should you do? I said you get a JV partner that lives there. But if you don't want to get a JV partner, you might start to reconsider that strategy because a strategy determines the area you do it in. You cannot force a strategy to work in the area you live in just because you want to be next door to your investment. You have to think outside the box. And in thinking outside the box, you tend to want to bring people in to do business with you, i.e. a JV partner, a private investor. The area must work for that specific strategy. I'll take another strategy, for example, the buy, refurbish, repair, which I like to call the flip strategy. I don't live in the area where I'm doing my flip project in. I don't live in Coventry, but it works. Why? The area works for my starting point, and it also works because my JV partner lives there. He is on ground. I can work with him. He's on site right now as we speak, organizing and managing the refurbishing of that 3-bedroom property like I told you about. So if that's the property, that's the project or strategy you want to go with, it doesn't have to be in the area where you live. I go once every 2 months down to Coventry just to see what progress will be, what that is being made in the refurbishing plans and what we do, and if everything is according to the way we budgeted it for, and if we're all in line. So I go there to see those things for myself, but I am not on ground to make sure the day-to-day management of it works, or because I have a JV partner that does. So a strategy is what you should be looking at. First of all, not your niche area. A strategy makes the area niche. I beg to differ. I know there's so many gurus out there who will nail me to the cross for this, but I am telling you, because a service accommodation, they tell you it works everywhere. I've been there, done that. I've got a t-shirt for it. It doesn't work everywhere. You end up paying out so much money to the landlord, guaranteed rent, and it doesn't work in the area. Just because you live there doesn't make a service accommodation viable in that area. You need to look at your area and see the strategy that works. I am looking to do my flip strategy in so many affordable areas for me at this point in my property investing journey. When I have enough capital, then I can come into a big city and do a flip project there to maximize my earnings, my profit margins. So you have to think, property investing, it is not a sprint, it is a marathon. So your niche area, your goldmine area, you have to tie it into your strategy. Don't work in isolation and think strategies work everywhere. They don't work everywhere. They don't. Don't get deceived. Strategies do not work everywhere. Now you look at me, let me talk to you. You wanting to go into property investment, you wanting to go into service accommodation, and you live in an area where service accommodation don't work. Don't force it. Don't make it work. Don't try and make it work there. You don't want to reinvent the wheel. Move out, or you look for an area that works for the strategy that you're chasing after. Don't let anyone waste your money. Don't let anyone waste that money of yours. You could use it for a strategy that works in the area you live in. If you want to move out of your area, get a business partner, get a JV partner that lives in the area where that strategy is viable. Then you have a business. Don't force it. Don't force it. I see so many people giving back properties back to the landlord, giving back so many of the furniture and everything back to the community and selling things. Don't be that person. Look at your area. If you're out of pocket every month, doing all the adverts in Airbnb and Booking.com and you don't break even, wake up. Service accommodation don't work in that area. You might have done all your numbers, but the numbers and reality don't match, and you need to make sure that they do. If they don't match, you have to think about what works in the area you're living in. Have I said something wrong today? I hope not. I hope I've been able to debunk what your niche area is and what your goldmine area is. It is not a facade. It is not something that you will walk into and say, this is a niche area. This is a goldmine area. No, think about the strategy. Think about the business investment strategy, the property investing strategy that you're using, and look at how the area is. Do your numbers and see if it works. Give it 90 days. If you're not breaking even for service accommodation in the area you've chosen, move on to the next strategy, because you are plowing money into a project that you have no returns for. So that's why I packed up my service accommodation business. That's a video for another day. My strategy right now is to buy, refurbish, and repair. I do a couple of more of these projects. I can come into the big city and roll with the big guys. This is how I started my property investing journey here in the UK, and I hope you have been able to understand what a niche area is and what a goldmine area is. If you have any questions at all, I have said something wrong that doesn't suit you, leave a comment below. I am not too busy to respond to your comments. All the best. Till next time, you go do that business. No procrastination. Get out there and get it done. All the best. Violet Bank, I'm out.